Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new, my name is Natalie and I run a stationery shop called DoodlesnTea. Once again, it has been a while filming a sit-down chat video, so I apologize if it is a bit rusty, and as usual, I have my notes with me. But today I wanted to talk about a topic that has been on my mind for a while, and that is how to balance working a 9-to-5 job while working on your shop. So I have been working technically an 8-to-4 job for the last 2.5 years while still running this shop. And you can probably tell when I started based off my YouTube upload frequency. But in today's video, I wanted to cover some of the tips and tricks that I started doing, listed from most easiest to do and most realistic, all the way to tips where you've gained a bit more momentum and maybe some sales along the way. So if that's something you're interested in, don't forget to like this video and to subscribe for, I guess, whenever I decide to sit down and chat again. Here are my notes, let's get started. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about are to-do lists. I don't know if I've ever actually talked about this on social media yet, but earlier this year I actually got diagnosed with ADHD. So to-do list has been something that I have heavily relied on in the past, and when I talked to the psychiatrist and the doctor afterwards, they were like, yeah, you should probably stick with to-do lists, so this is how I do mine. First of all, I'm speaking with all of you stationary people out there, do not overcomplicate things by buying a journal specifically for your to-do list. If you're anything like me, you're going to spend more time trying to find a journal than actually starting or doing any work for your shop anyways. What I like to do is I have a ton of scrap paper and pens at the ready, and they're always within arm's reach, so if I have something that I suddenly think of doing, I write it down right away. And the key thing that the psychiatrist and doctor also said, for me at least, was that you need to write down your tasks as simple as possible. So for example, some of the things would be finish an outline sketch for 1 sticker flake, drafting 3 Etsy listings, or taking product photos of all of your sticker sheets that are coming up in your shop update. The key is to write these tasks out in point forms, but they're specific enough that you know you can get them done for sure. Then after that, once you have your whole list of tasks that you want to complete in a certain time frame, you are going to sort them by urgency. So the 3 categories that I like to have are must complete, mindless tasks, and if there's time. That way, you're able to see the things that you have to get done first, the things that don't take as much energy to do, and the things that are like a little bonus that, oh, I finished everything else earlier than I thought, I can get these done as well, and you're not just stuck thinking about what you need to do. So the second tip that I have is working remotely on weekends. For me specifically, these are usually Saturdays. And this could be either working at a cafe or at a library. My husband and I like to go out to cafes to do work on Saturday mornings usually, because we don't get distracted from being at home. This also forces you to sit down and commit to doing the project that you set out to do in whatever time frame that you set. Third one is repurposing designs. This one is especially helpful for when you have that art block, but you know that you really need to push out some new products. And I guess repurposing old designs can be interpreted in 2 different ways. One would be by taking some old products and old art style that you had and redrawing it with your current style. Or something that I have been doing more frequently is creating one design that can be used to create multiple products. And let me explain. So for example, with our shop, we designed a sea otter washi tape design. I then turned that design into a wrist lanyard. I also turned it into a hoodie. And I also took a design from a sticker sheet and took that sea otter drawing and added it to the lanyard. And I also sold it as an individual keychain. So altogether, I basically only drew 2 designs and I was able to make 5 products. Another thing that I have been trying to do is create sticker flake drawings that can also be used as keychains. So again, I only have to draw it once, but I can use it for 2 different products. So the 4th tip I want to talk about is hiring for help. So I have had my editor help me edit my reels and YouTube shorts and even YouTube videos for 3 years now. Yes, I had to check. It's been 3 years. and she has taken so much of the workload off of my hands, and I can take that time that I would have been using to edit videos to work on other things like designing new products, filming more content, or just other admin tasks that come with running this shop. I will say that in the beginning, I did have to invest some of my personal spendings to be able to afford this, but it has helped me grow my social media a lot more and be somewhat more consistent with posting. And eventually for YouTube, if you start posting enough and you get monetized, you can also start earning money from AdSense. If you don't have the funds to hire someone for help, it's also okay to ask your family and friends for help, and maybe they're kind enough to do it for free. Tasks such like inventory counts or helping you with product photos is a fun way to get your family and friends together, and it's like a little bonding moment for everyone helping out too. There have definitely been quite a few times where I have been getting my husband to help me with labeling products for in-store restocks because I was cutting it a bit too close. The fifth tip that I want to talk about is getting products manufactured. Now, this is something I actually started diving more into in this year because I wanted to have more products on hand and readily available, and I didn't want to worry about having to constantly restock and print and cut them out at home myself. And by getting products manufactured, I was able to branch out and create more products like keychains and lanyards. And I had also come to the conclusion that no matter what sticker paper I get to print at home, it would not be as waterproof or UV resistant as the ones that you would get from a manufacturer. So if you are looking for a manufacturer, I have someone that I actually want to recommend for you all. Thank you so much to Vograce for kindly collaborating with us for this video. If you have ever looked for a keychain manufacturer, you have probably heard of Vograce. In full transparency, we have made keychains with them, we have made lanyards with them, washi tapes, sticker flakes. They're super easy to work with, and the rep that I have been working with for the last year has been super nice. There are also a ton of other products that they make, like tote bags, enamel pins, and custom notebooks, and everything has really low MOQ, so you don't have to order like 50 items at a time. I most recently ordered sticker flakes from them, and they just announced that they've lowered their MOQ from 50 to 10. So you can now order a small quantity of their sticker flakes to make sure your designs look great and that the quality is what you want. They also offered me a discount code to share with you all if you're interested in placing an order with them. So if you use the code Natalie5 at checkout, you will get $5 USD off of your order. I do want to say that I do not make any commission at all if you do decide to use this code. I just wanted to share with you all a manufacturer that I've been going to that has very quickly become my go-to for basically any stationery product that I would like to make. And also thank you so much, Vograce, for kindly collaborating with us for this video. Now, the sixth tip that I want to talk about is selling in store. This is especially a really good way to generate some sales if you don't want to keep up with the ever-changing social media algorithm. And that is because you are getting your products physically in front of people in a store. If you watched the previous video on my channel, you would have known that I joined a store called Makers. And actually, as of me filming this video, it would have marked a year of me joining too. I can't speak for the rest of the world, but at least here in Canada, it seems like there's a lot more of these stores that are opening up where they want to sell items from small businesses. So this tip has actually been the biggest game changer for running my shop, because all I had to do was go set up my display, and once a month I go and restock the products. And again, I can't speak for every single store out there, but at Makers, the team has been so nice to me. And I won't talk too much about Makers in this video. I will leave the video where I talked about them in the cards in whichever corner it's supposed to be in. So check out that video if you want more details about the earnings, the rent, and all that fun stuff. But yes, do keep an eye out on terms and conditions for each shop when you are trying to apply, because I believe every store will probably have different terms and conditions for things like rent and how much profit you actually get to keep. Oh my gosh, my foot is falling asleep. Need to shift around. This is what I get for sitting on the floor at this age still. And the 7th tip that I want to talk about, which might seem like opposite advice, is actually to remember to take breaks. Because let's admit it, it's tiring working a 9-to-5 job, and there are just days that are worse than usual. And forcing yourself to work on your shop is probably the fastest way to overwork yourself and to reach burnout. Give yourself some grace and take a break, because you're not in this for a short time. You are in this for the long run. So for myself, Sundays are usually the days that I do not work on shop stuff at all. It is usually my dedicated day to spend time with my husband and spend time with Jasper. Might be times where I call my parents and catch up or just go hang out with friends. Basically, it is a whole day for me to live life outside my 9-to-5 job and working on my shop. In the long run, it's finding the balance that will keep you going. So I hope you found these tips helpful on how I've been able to manage my full-time job while working on my shop for the last few years. I will be the first to admit that I am not perfect at all, and sometimes I do break these rules as well. But I have been trying very hard to keep myself accountable to follow all of these steps. And again, I want to give a huge shout out to Vogres for collaborating with us for this video. And again, if you want $5 off your order, don't forget to use the code Natalie5 at checkout. But that is everything I have for you for this video. I hope you all stay safe and take care of yourselves out there, and I will see you next time I decide to be here and yap and sit on the floor. Bye!